Good morning, second grade. So, Mrs. M mentioned to me that you guys were learning about American symbols. Now, I want to switch gears and move towards historical artifacts. Right now, look at your screen and look at this picture. In your mind, I want you to think to yourself, what is this a picture of? Well, you might have thought it's a car, but this isn't any old car. On October 1st, 1908, an inventor, Henry Ford, created a different type of car. This car was called the Model T car. Now, what made this car unique was the fact that it was cheap. It was only $850. That was half as much money as the cars that were on the market at that time. Now, another cool fact about this car is the fact that it only came in one color. We're used to having a choice of any color we want really in a car. But back then, because of price, it came in one color and it was black. Now, Henry Ford, the inventor, discovered that there was a high demand for this car because of its price. People wanted to be able to move around the world, and they realized that they could achieve this if they purchased this car. So by 1918, 10 years after the first Model T Ford was created, half of the US cars were the Model Ts. Henry Ford knew he had something going here. And he realized he needed to make more cars and he needed to make them fast. Originally, when he first started to make them, there were only a few. But because so many loved the price point, he decided to create and develop a faster way to make cars. He rolled out a moving and assembly line. And this is still how cars are made today, except with robots and machines. But back then, if you look at this picture, this was their moving assembly line. Each person would line up next to a conveyor belt, and they would take their turns building the parts of the cars. Here's a better view. If you notice, they're lined up in single file, just like you would be in class before you went to lunch. And what they would do is they would go from the first part to the second to the third to the fourth to the fifth, and they would wait patiently to build their part of the car. Now, this assembly line was innovative. This is what people loved because it made building cars faster, and that meant more cars out on the road. Now, the Model T car not only was life changing for cars because more people could afford them, but it also changed the world because more people could travel the world. What I want you to do now is I've posted a seesaw activity related to the Model T. I want you to take some time to read that article as well, and then fill out the bottom half. Make sure you submit it so I can see your work. Goodbye.